Live. Hello, world. Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium podcast. As always, I am your host, XFL Jim, joined by my lovely, illustrious co-host, Chase, Lupine Fiasco Sessoms. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I've been places, I've seen shit. I feel like I've kind of just developed as a citizen of this world after my first trip to the left coast, first time seeing the Pacific Ocean.
I love West Coast is awesome. I love that place. So you were we'll get into it more, but you were basically in like the Del Mar, San Diego area, right?
Yeah, that's
like exclusively.
San Diego, La Jolla, Del Mar. That's
Southern California.
Yeah. And by the way, I'd like to give myself kudos for not saying La Jolla or La Jolla, which I believe I did once or twice.
Also, kudos for you for not just calling it SoCal.
I'm not from there. I can't do that.
The people from there don't do that.
I'm not a douchebag. I can't do that.
Exactly. I mean, the people from there don't do that. So
yeah, man.
They're all douchebags anyway, but let's just fucking jump into it. This was a crazy week of both college football and NFL action. I called it last week where I was going to get pre-mad at the college football playoff rankings, and that I did. I blew up on Twitter. And as we record today, while they're doing the rankings, I can tell you right now, I'm probably going to get mad again tonight.
That sounds about right. How much do you want to bet they haven't put Cincinnati in the top 4?
Oh, well, so Michigan State dropped. They're no longer in the top 4.
Got to, yeah.
Ohio State moves up. And then Cincinnati is or does Cincinnati get jumped by Michigan now?
Cincinnati gets jumped by Michigan. I got it.
And Oklahoma?
I wouldn't be surprised. They made it a point that to be all like fuck Cincinnati. So I'm pretty certain that either they didn't move up. I think they didn't move up. I think they either got jumped by a couple places or even somehow lost ground because they barely won against Tulsa.
You know what? I mean, on the one hand, you got to win more against Tulsa. You got to do better than that. On the other hand, Alabama barely beat a not good LSU.
Yeah, if we're going to talk about who covered the spread here, let's talk about, Alabama having to
Ohio State not winning by like 10 points against a bad Nebraska. Let's talk a little here, folks. Like I have it here in the show notes. Like, is this just what Alabama is this year? Because I don't know about you, but like people I've talked to and me, I'm guilty of this too. I've just been thinking, like when they lost to A&M, it's like, this is what Alabama needs. They're going to kick it into high gear and shit stomp everyone else. This is the next Saban special. And then they don't. And then they barely beat another team. And I'm just like, okay, they need a close win. And then they do it again against LSU. I'm like, is this what Alabama is going to be this year?
This feels like those like once every like 6-year kind of cycle teams for Alabama, where like back in the BCS days, like the equivalent would be like they didn't go to like the Sugar Bowl, but they went to the Capital One Bowl. They went to that like first choice after the BCS kind of bowl. And one of those years that like Nick Saban absolutely does not care about what happens, and that's when they lose like bowl games to like Utah and stuff.
It's like they don't make the championship run, but they'll make like they're still Alabama, so they'll make like a New Year's Six bowl.
Right, exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It is. I mean, they don't seem to have the run game. It's just everything that they seem to have, their
offensive line is getting fucking dominated by LSU.
Yeah, I think there's just kind of, they say that Alabama doesn't reload; it's just next man up. Well, I think they might actually be reloading a little bit this year.
It might be kind of one of those. It might be the closest thing you'll see to a rebuild at Alabama. But let's just go through some of these games. We had of course, Maction is fucking full bore. Woo! While we were recording right now, we have Maction going on right now. But last week, our directional Mish darling, Eastern Michigan 52, Toledo 49. Hey, don't look now. I think Eastern Michigan is second in that division.
Look out, man. Let's get it. Let's get it, Eastern Mich.
We just need Northern Illinois to lose. And guess what? Kent State 52, Northern Illinois 47. Baby, they're alive. They're so alive.
Yeah, anything can happen in the MAC. Especially with these Maction games. These Maction games are so incredibly like unpredictable. They're so incredibly fun. They're just fun. It's such fun football that they play in the MAC with all that action. Like, yeah, I like to think that if anybody walks up to me and is like, yeah, I hit like 60% of my bets playing the MAC, I'll be like, look at them clear in the eyes and say, bullshit.
I would, yeah.
You're full of shit.
The
I don't
MAC
believe
is
you.
the Wild West of sports
Yeah, it
gambling.
is. Yeah.
I was telling somebody this is my actual favorite time of year to be a sports bettor and to be a degenerate because you have MACtion. We just had the opening day of college basketball. You have NHL still. You have NBA, not to mention just regular college football and NFL on the weekends. And as a huge degen, there's still soccer.
Yep. Let's throw in horse racing.
Horse racing too. And guess what?
Greyhounds.
KBO, Korean baseball still going on.
Greyhounds, KBO.
KBO, although they are in their version, they're in their championship game right now.
Cricket. I'm sure we can always find cricket.
Don't forget snooker.
Don't forget snooker.
Don't fucking forget
Never
snooker,
forget
baby.
this. Don't get snooked on. Y'all about to get snooked on, son.
It's gonna snook up on you.
Oh, that's the past tense of snook.
Get
snooked.
Fucking snooked. The directional miss showdown Wednesday night, last Wednesday. Central Michigan 42, Western Michigan 30. I don't understand this Western Michigan team.
I got to be honest. You lost me for the rest of the episode, man. I'm thinking about ways to apply the word snooked. Honestly, caught you snooking,
dude. That's all we're gonna be doing Friday.
Caught you snooking.
We're gonna be snooking.
Just straight snooking. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm actually.
I'm gonna have Nate Dogg sing this snook. Oh, instead of hook. Yeah.
These motherfucking Chippewas. These motherfucking Chippewas. What? Jim McElwain is a decent G5 coach. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's just he really just kind of always struck me as your uncle's drunk friend. Like I mean, your uncle who's probably equally as drunk. Like your uncle's drunk friend that your uncle goes out and gets in trouble with. You know that guy?
That's like your uncle will pull up to your garage going like 10 miles an hour, blasted off his ass drunk, and then his friend falls out of the car.
Right. And spills his very open beer. His very open beer.
Very, very open beer. And then there's you see a couple empties on the floor too. Yep.
Yeah, it's like
that's Jim McElwain.
That's Jim McElwain.
Head coach of the Chippewas.
Head coach of the Chippewas. All right, Chips.
Boston College 17, Virginia Tech 3. Phil Dracovic is back.
I can't remember what side I was on of this. I want to say I was on the Boston College side, but I can't remember for sure. But all right, welcome back, Dracovic, with your bum shoulder.
And then Virginia Tech, we're just basically waiting for December. I'm pretty sure Fuente's buyout drastically decreases sometime in December, so they're just wait. They're playing the waiting game.
Yeah, and that's when you actually see who's out there and everything. I mean, yeah, you got to think that there's a strategy to firing a college coach, which is like at some point maybe there's just not anybody out here, and we're better off just holding on to this douchebag for another year. But
well, I don't think they're gonna. He's not gonna. I bet he's done in December.
I think he's done also. I think he is. But I'm saying in December, that's when you get a better idea who's actually going to be available and who's not.
Utah 52, Stanford 7.
Dude, did we
just forget about Utah?
They just whipped it back into shape. They were not good at the beginning of the season. They were not good. But they just put in that they made a change at quarterback, and since they made the change at quarterback, that offense is electric now. Electric. They're pretty good. They're a damn good team.
They're still very much. I think they're the lead right now in the South in the Pac-12, and honestly, I might favor them against Oregon at this point.
I might also, after what I've seen from them, I think I might actually favor them. Like they put it on UCLA big time.
Yeah,
really put it on UCLA. Yeah, they're a good team.
Go Utes.
Go Utes. I'd like to see the.
We could bring back the two Utes.
The two Utes. Yeah,
I missed that. I missed that when we were betting on Utah when we were picking them every fucking week.
Yeah, man.
God,
two Utes.
Dang. Army 21, Air Force 14. Not too many takeaways in this game. Army's a surprisingly explosive offense when they want to be.
What was the final score?
21-14.
21-14. That is a triple option ass score right there to end a game.
Yep. In overtime.
In overtime, no doubt. That is the most triple optionist goddamn score I've ever heard in my life.
My main takeaway from this game is don't play it at a neutral site. Why was this being played in Jerry World? What the fuck?
For the troops? For America? Yeah. Nothing says America like Jerry World. Jerry Jones.
I fucking guess so.
I would campaign right now to put Jerry Jones on the $2 bill.
Who is on the $2 bill right now?
It's like all the founding fathers, all those weird fucks, you know.
No, put Jerry Jones on it. Fuck it.
Put Jerry Jones. Just like Jerry Jones spread out like that Burt Reynolds, you know, thing.
Yes.
You know, bearskin rug.
Now I want that.
Cigarette
someone
dangling.
needs to make that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all I want. Put it on my currency. Stat.
Memphis 28, SMU 25. Damn it, SMU. That was
a big letdown. That was a big letdown spot by SMU. They let that loss to Houston turn into 2 losses because they're better than Memphis.
They are better than Memphis. And this really hurts is Cincinnati.
Yep.
And that sucks.
So at this point, are we going to see a Houston? Is it pretty well locked in that we're going to see a Houston and Cincinnati AAC championship?
Houston controls their destiny. I don't think there's another way there might be a way for SMU to squeeze in if Houston loses 2.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, Cincinnati and Houston are both undefeated in the AAC. So,
but Cincinnati's on the other side of the division, though? I think I don't know how the AAC works with that shit.
Yeah, it should be like a Cincinnati and then Houston.
I think so. It should be. And then you were going to get the cool thing of Cincinnati playing like potentially a ranked SMU followed by a ranked Houston. That's not happening anymore.
No way that's going to happen. Yeah.
Although I am petitioning, I want to see Houston ranked. They're a good fucking team.
They should be like I don't know. They sure gave Oklahoma a lot of credit for whooping up on Texas Tech.
You're going to see, like, sadly, we'll get to it later, but Fresno State's going to fall out of the rankings. You'll see a couple of those, like, bottom of the top 25 fall out of the rankings. And I think Houston's a good spot to, like, get in there.
I'll tell you, Saturday was one of the best days of my life until I turned on the TV and I saw the score of the Fresno State-Boise State game.
We'll talk about that one in a sec, but, yeah, same here. Ohio State 26, Nebraska 17. Guess what? Nebraska covered. Again, good job. Good teams win. Great teams cover.
Great call, Jim. Yeah.
Scott Frost confirmed coming back next year.
Oof.
Yep. He's coming back next year. He did fire most of his offensive staff. He fired offensive coordinator, running backs coach, offensive line coach, wide receivers coach, I believe. The only person that was retained was the tight ends coach.
He's going to get fired midseason next year.
No, he won't get fired midseason.
They
did the Harbaugh thing where they did a restructured contract.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a super sweetheart deal for the school, unless with incentives built in.
Right.
And in my opinion, as a Nebraska fan, if he wants to stick around one more year after that, he needs to minimum win 8 games. Minimum.
Right.
Minimum. I looked at the schedule. It's doable. Win 8 games. No fucking excuses. You fucking blonde fuck.
That sounds like such a toxic situation for next year. To be honest, Jimbo, it sounds like a real toxic situation.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like it's literally like I don't know the exact contract details, but it's the same sort of thing that Michigan and Harbaugh did this year, and I'd say it's working out for both.
Yeah,
so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's still not going to beat Ohio State. He's still going to get fired because he's going to lose to Michigan State. He's going to lose Ohio State.
No, he's going to beat Ohio State.
No, he's going to beat Ohio State. That's right. And not go to the Big Ten championship game.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. That's right. I'm sorry. You're right. That is the dream scenario.
And then what do you do? What do you do?
Oh, you just do the most embarrassing thing possible. You out Jim Harbaugh by doing the most embarrassing thing you possibly can.
Pitt 54, Duke 29. Good for Pitt. After this game, I believe Pitt technically has the number 1 scoring offense in the country.
Okay, way to go, Kenny Pickett, slinging it around the yard. Slinging around the old yard.
They're interesting game this coming up week. Pitt, North Carolina. Watch out for that one.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I got to think that Pitt won't let North Carolina jump up on them though. After they saw how North Carolina jumped up on another team this week.
Yes, sir. Speaking of which, North Carolina 58, Wake Forest 55. This is basically a repeat of last year. So if you watch this game, you watch this one. Wake Forest just plays in exciting games. They're fun.
Yeah, I mean, 113 points. That's always fun to see. It's I kind of wanted to see like a undefeated Wake. Yeah, especially as like the fly in the ointment for the playoff and committee and everything. I wanted as many teams as humanly possible to have claim to that top 4.
We still will probably get a Wake Forest in the ACC championship game because as crazy as the season is, this was also not a conference game.
Okay.
This was a non-conference conference game, so this has no effect on the standings in the Atlantic Division.
It's like the surgeon being like, "But I can't operate. This is my son," and you'd be like, "What?" And it turns out that the surgeon was a woman the whole time. That's the whole game. That's the game.
That was this game.
And also, you're a sexist for thinking that the surgeon was a man. You jackass. Women could be doctors too.
Damn right you can.
God.
Georgia. Speaking of Georgia 43, Missouri 6. Georgia did not cover the 40.5 point spread by like a point.
That I hate those numbers. I hate those that big a number. Ugh. Oh, that big a number is just gross. Because by that time you have to guess. All right, who still cares? Who here still cares? Is the fourth string quarterback going to get the touchdown drive to cover here?
So Georgia's playing Tennessee this coming week. Is Tennessee the best offense Georgia's going to go up against this year since Arkansas?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'd say so. As much as I hate Tennessee and everything that they stand for and the color that they wear, like they do have a pretty good offense. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fucking wait and see, but Georgia's going undefeated in the regular season.
Yeah. They're good, man. They might be one of the best football teams I've ever seen.
That defense is
college-wise,
the best defense I can remember ever seeing. It's fucking insane.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking, and like I can even think back to like the early 2000s, like Miami teams that like were like Ed Reed and like Sean Taylor and Ray Lewis and like, dude.
This defense is something else, dude.
Yeah.
Ole Miss 27, Liberty 14. Ole Miss tweeted at Hugh Freeze joking about violations he made while head coach at their own university.
That's awesome.
Kind of funny.
Amazing.
Kind of funny.
That was God. I don't know.
And then promptly they deleted it, and Lane Kiffin called it Bush League.
I like Ole Miss when they, I don't know. Ole Miss has never had anything. They've never had anything. They never won any championships. They've never done anything really of note. They've never had anything other than someone named Manning play quarterback. So whenever they think that they've got something, finally, they're always so uppity, and it is always really fun whenever all of that comes crashing down on them. It's awesome. And you can tell they're starting to get uppity now with Lane Kiffin in town.
God damn it, they're a fun team though.
They're kind of fun. They're kind of fun. I just want them to understand their place on the bus, like way in the back with us other R words from Arkansas. You know,
yes, very much. They need to be put in their place. I mean,
I'm proud of myself for saying R words. By the way,
yeah, that was good. Yeah,
good.
2021.
2021. I'm woke. You can't say the R word.
Illinois 14, Minnesota 6. Dread from it. God. Run from it. The burdening comes all the same.
The burdening. How many times did I say that this summer? He always wins games he's not supposed to, and he's going to lose games that he should. This is the burdening. This is the way of the burdening. You've all been burdenated.
What is the rest of Illinois' football schedule?
Burdenings, all burdenings.
Okay, so they play Iowa, not this week, but they play Iowa. Then they play Northwestern.
Batten down the hatches.
I mean,
save your animals. It's a burdening.
If they beat Iowa, that would.
Are they almost bowl eligible?
They are 4-6.
Oh my God, they could like there could be 2 epic burdenings that put them in a bowl game. And what would you think? Talk to your kids about a fucking bowl eligible Illinois in the Bert's first year. He might win the Big Ten in 3.
The Big Ten West is actually a giant clusterfuck right now with Wisconsin, Minnesota, Purdue, and Iowa all at 4-2 in conference.
Yeah.
We are potentially talking about a Purdue Big Ten West champion. And we'll get to them later. We'll get to them later for sure.
Per dang.
And guess who's all the way down at the bottom of the Big Ten West standings? Good old Scott Frost.
Eek. Eek.
Yikes. This sucks for Minnesota, though.
But you always got basketball season, right?
Actually, this year, yes.
Oh, that's encouraging to hear. I like hearing that.
I'll have a hot take at the end of the show. I'm going to say it right now. Hot take. Biggest hot take I'm going to have probably the rest of this year. Nebraska wins the Big Ten. Boom.
In basketball.
Are
we talking regular season championship or are we talking tournament championship? Are we talking both?
One or the other. One or the other.
So in some form or fashion, Nebraska wins the Big Ten in basketball.
Yes.
Fuck it. Let's roll, buddy. I like it. Let's go.
Take. But yeah, I mean, sucks for Minnesota.
Makes you want to grab the corn and just husk the
It's rough for them. Their season is they need a lot of help. They basically need to win out, and they need Wisconsin to lose another one.
You also needed to not get burdened, but a burdening did happen to you. Like that's the biggest tip I can. Yeah, well, I mean, the biggest tip I can give any college football coaches is like don't fall victim to a burdening. Don't fall victim.
It's just embarrassing. It's never fun.
Yeah.
Miami 33, Georgia Tech 30. Miami's freshman quarterback is good. This Van Gorder guy, whatever the fuck his name is,
he's gonna be good enough to have them number 15 next year.
Yep. That's our official stance. Miami will be good enough at the end of this year to be ranked in the top 15 next year, just like every year.
Yep.
Texas A&M 20, Auburn 3. You called this one. You called this, man.
Easy. It's easy, man. It's easy. When I say it's easy, it means that Auburn's not good. Auburn's not as good as they think they are. Auburn's not as good as the analysts think they are. Like it's like Jameis, except the ceiling is much lower and the basement is even lower. Like when we talk about
he's like was it Dollar King? He's like Dollar King Johnny Manziel. That's Bo Nix.
Yeah, okay. I like it. And it's unfortunate because you can tell that like Auburn like invested a lot of money in him being like the shit this year because like his acne cleaned up and his like teeth were a little bit wider. You always tell like when somebody's thinks they're gonna be a college superstar, it's when their acne like crazy goes away between like freshman year and sophomore year. But no, Bo Nix sucks. He always will suck. I hate him. I hate his guts. I hate his face. I hate everything Auburn. And this was an easy call.
I mean, I hate both these teams, but yes, disgusting takeaway from this game. Whoever ended up winning. That is Texas A&M now. They control their destiny in the Big Ten West and in the SEC West.
What they're only one loss, aren't they?
Yep.
And that's
who could that be?
I don't know. Maybe just some debonair hustlers in there.
But Texas A&M controls their destiny, which is gross. That is gross.
That's pretty fucking disgusting. God, because they would then have. Yeah, because since they beat Alabama,
whoever won this game controlled their destiny. Because if Auburn won out, they would have also made the championship game. And A&M wins out. I think they could even they still hold the tiebreaker with Alabama if both of them win out. So
I don't think A&M has very much left on their schedule either.
Let's take a look. See what is the Texas A&M.
We might be talking about an A&M West title. Oh, that is gross.
Okay. No. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So this week, Texas A&M, they play Ole Miss.
Okay.
And then Prairie View.
Then LSU.
And then LSU.
We might really be talking.
It's in Baton Rouge. Okay.
I'm not sure if they burned up all the because Baton Rouges yet. I hope they have because we play them there this week.
I'd be okay if Texas A&M makes it and then gets destroyed by Georgia.
You'd be okay.
That does at least make the case that Alabama is not making the playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get a silver lining in this.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Or
I don't know what to think here.
What do we do if Texas A&M beats Georgia? Do they make the playoff as a two-loss team?
They would be a one loss, wouldn't they?
No, they have two losses.
Who? Oh, okay.
Because they lost to you guys, and they lost to Mississippi State.
Okay, so if Arkansas could somehow beat Alabama, then that would put it would just throw the West into absolute turmoil. because you
Arkansas
have a
beat
whole.
Alabama, then Texas A&M's well in the lead.
Oh wow! Oh god! Conflicting feelings. Such conflicting feelings between one. God, I want to win versus Alabama more than I want most things in life, but I also don't want Texas A&M to have anything nice more than I want all things in life.
Honestly, Sam,
Oh,
we're torn. This podcast is torn right now.
let's just get out of here. Let's just motor through this.
Arizona 10, Cal 3. You also called this one. Did you call the money line too?
Yep.
Fuck, dude. This was
how big where did the money line go off at?
I think Cal. I don't know when they closed, but when you were talking about him, I think Cal was like a 10-point favorite.
Yeah.
This sucks for Cal. Their season's kind of basically coming to an end. They had like 7 players and 4 coaches out with COVID, and now this week they have to cancel the USC game because of it.
Yikes. Yeah, that sounds like it's a wrap then.
It's not looking great. It's also not looking great for people like me that had a Cal over 5 wins ticket.
You love Berkeley.
That's
all I can say for it, man. Is you love
without
Berkeley.
the USC game, they need to win Stanford and UCLA. They need to win both those to push.
Good luck. Godspeed, Jimbo.
Yeah, it's not looking good for that ticket. I was really hoping more from this offense, but good on Arizona. It always sucks to be the team that like
has the longest lose streak in the nation.
And they broke it. Like they're super good for Arizona. You got to feel happy for them.
Yeah. And I mean, I think I've said this a couple of times now. Like I've watched a few in their games, and it's like they're not bad. They're very
bad, dude.
But they're very bad at making adjustments. Like because they'll come out and look really, really strong, and then just get their doors blown off in the second half. And so I think they're just really bad at making adjustments. That and they probably just lack a bunch of depth because I have a feeling that you don't get a lot of just like top-notch talent at a team that has a historically long losing streak.
Yeah, and I also assume a lot of the in-state talents probably also goes like you have to split it with Arizona State.
Yeah, and the California schools and
that too.
Yeah,
they're gonna like poach the fuck out of you.
Right.
Cincinnati 28, Tulsa 20. Cincinnati, you gotta stop winning. You gotta stop letting these teams hang around. You gotta stop.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's something should be said though for just winning your games.
Oh, like, definitely. Like this is what was it? This always reminds me of like those Notre Dame teams,
right?
Who, like squeak in and just barely beat all their teams, but they'd be undefeated.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of take the horse racing approach here of like I don't care if it's by a nose at the wire or if it's by like 15 links, just as long as you're cashing tickets, baby. That's all.
The defense is good. Cincinnati's defense is good.
Yeah, I mean it is. It is. Tulsa's a big scoring team. I want to say that maybe holding them to 20 was a little bit of an accomplishment because they could put up a lot of points in a hurry.
I want to say so. Also, Golden Hurricanes. Just got to respect that. Just got to respect it.
Yeah, just turn on that fan. Get that bladder ready.
Get fucking going. Oklahoma State 24, West Virginia 3. Oklahoma State is alive for the Big 12. We might still get the Bedlam twice in a row.
The Bedlam squared.
Bedlam. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I want Bedlam squared. I'm glad that they've rebounded, like that they just haven't just like fallen off. But Oklahoma State's a good team. They're a very good team
with defense.
Yeah, this is going to be.
This is Mike Gundy's best defense ever.
This is Mike Gundy's best defense ever. This is going to be hands down Oklahoma's hardest game of the season. Hardest game.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Yep.
Other than the shootout. The shootout you had, but like it was like as soon as they put that quarterback in, they were scoring willy-nilly.
The shootout's always a fucking wild show, yeah. But like my only issue is like Bedlam. Oklahoma seems to always come out and just dick stomp them no matter what, and I'm things will be different this year. Things will be different.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think that anytime you put a team with a defense in the Big 12, that they're always dangerous. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. TCU 30, Baylor 28. This is the shakeup. This is what lets Oklahoma State still be alive for the Big 12.
There's just Baylor. They're going to Baylor something. They're going to Baylor something up eventually.
And Gary Patterson apparently on his way out just had to be like, oh, excuse me. Fuck Baylor.
Right. Yeah, man. It's I honestly am kind of surprised by how Baylor performed this year, especially with like Matt Rule leaving a couple of years ago. But I mean,
It's
they really are
impressive.
they're putting something together. Like, I don't know. I kind of think that they're about to start really kind of. I feel like for non A&M and Texas teams, like the other Texas teams are about to have like some really extended lean periods with in terms of like recruiting and everything with the way things are shaking up. And that sucks for them because they've managed to like
Yeah.
burn it down and rebuild it like 3 or 4 times now and keep it pretty good. So good for them.
Good for them. Rhode Island 35, UMass 22. Just wanted to sprinkle this one in here.
Wow.
UMass has fired their head coach. So
Yeah. Yeah.
makes sense.
Could maybe reinvest in like field hockey or something? Like just
they got women's basketball.
okay.
No,
okay.
sorry, that's UConn. UMass has nothing. They have nothing.
I mean, they used to have John Calipari and like Marcus Camby, and we're like a big basketball program for like a year or two. Yeah, yikes.
Rough fucking life.
Rough
Notre
sledding.
Dame 34, Navy 6. I feel like a lot of people thought this one was going to be closer.
I thought it was going to be closer.
I did not.
I've taken that Navy bait so many times this year, though. So many times I've gotten burned by just been like, yeah, Navy. Navy's got it this time. They don't. They never got it.
I'm gonna predict that will be me next year. I'm gonna be probably all over Navy next year. I think so.
It's because they sneak up and surprise me sometimes and like do good things. But like I want to say I'm maybe like 2 for 8 on Navy bets this year, and that's not good. That's not a good ratio. That's not. No.
Purdue 40, Michigan State 29.
Per what the fuck?
Purdue did it again. Honestly, kind of. If you've been watching Michigan State's like box scores, if you've been looking up their box scores after every game, you can kind of see this one coming. Like they're winning these games, but like they're getting outgained tremendously by teams like Indiana. Outgained them a decent amount. Nebraska outgained them by like 120 yards. Michigan, like if you just look at the box score, Michigan basically dominated them. Yeah. If it wasn't for Kenneth Walker, Michigan State would not be where they're at. Still a good season for them, but Purdue, like,
for getting it done.
David Bell, when he steps on the field, he's the best player. He's so fucking good. David Bell is so fucking good. I love this. He's one of my favorite receivers to watch. He's so good.
I can't even tell you how many times like I feel like I need to go through our spreadsheet of like picks from the summer because I feel like I picked Purdue a whole bunch for no reason. But I can't remember if that was me.
I know the reason because every time we would come up to Purdue, I have the coaching for his job.
That's right.
And god damn it if he's not doing a good job doing it.
Yeah, man. I think that job is safe, Jeff Brom. But don't you rest on your laurels. Stay coaching like you're coaching for your job every game.
Every game and every
year. Live life like you're dying, Jeff Brom.
Exactly. Live life like you could die any second.
Live life like it's Shark Week.
Exactly. Wisconsin 52, Rutgers 3. What's up with this Wisconsin offense all of a sudden? What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't
it's like it.
Some nerdy kid with glasses showed up with his like computer. He's like, I got these plays. And they're like, we'll try them, kid. And now they're just blowing teams out. That's the only way I can explain it.
I hate it. Because like the most boring thing to come out of the Big Ten possible this year would be a Wisconsin-Ohio State Big Ten championship game.
Yeah. But wait. Let me try to sell you on this. What if Wisconsin runs a play called the annexation of Puerto Rico that they got from the nerdy kid's computer?
Yes. Okay. Then that's fine. But no, I just don't want to see it. I mean,
okay.
I don't.
What if Wisconsin has a girl on their team that they call Icebox?
Then I'll accept it.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Thank God. I was going to fist fight you if you didn't know what I was talking about. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool.
Arkansas 31, Mississippi State 28.
I didn't get to see any of this. I know it was a close one. I know it was a very close one. That was a good one to win. A good one to win at home.
Mississippi State missed 3 field goals.
Yeah, they're a tough team, man. Mississippi State is a good team now.
This Mike Leach system is progressing faster than a lot of people thought it would.
Yeah, I would think that they're going to be dangerous next year. They're still dangerous this year. You look at what they did to Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky is not a bad team, and like coming off the bye week, coming off the bye week, Kentucky got housed. So beating them, thank God. My dream of like a possible 9-3 season could still possibly happen. Now we just got to win out. But hey man,
it's possible. You could do it.
We could do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Make it happen,
man.
Arkansas. Manifest your reality.
Reach out to the stars. Shoot for them. Don't fire actual guns at the stars. I just have to say that for the Arkansans listening, because that is always a threat.
I'm just going to also take this. Anytime we talk about Arkansas, I love Sam Pittman. Just
me too.
Flat out. I love this man.
Me too. Like, I feel like we don't have a coach anymore. We finally, someone in a long time, don't have a coach that it feels like other teams should be embarrassed when they lose to them. Like, God, it's embarrassing that we just lost to Houston Nutt. Yeah, that works. Bob Petrino wasn't like that, but then John L. Smith, and yeah. It's nice to not have embarrassing things.
Yes. I wish I could feel that. I wish I could. Coastal Carolina 28.
Give it about 2 years, apparently.
Coastal Carolina 28, Georgia Southern 8. This is a big win for Coastal Carolina, not because Georgia Southern is in shambles and they just hired Clay Helton, but because Coastal Carolina did this without Grayson McCall,
who was hit so hard that he vomited the week before. I wonder what's up with him. I hope
probably
he's okay.
Some concussion protocol thing.
God, it sounded like a lacerated, he got hit in the hip.
He got fucked up. He might be out for a couple weeks.
Maybe good old fashioned lacerated kidney, Don't get very many of those.
Though. He'll be back next year.
Yeah. I think that they're good, but I think that they're exposed. I think Appalachian State really exposed them.
This year they do not have quite the same team that they had last year.
No, their offensive line is small. It is tiny. They average 250. They are tiny.
Get ready to be sad, Chase. Boise State 40, Fresno State 14. Oh boy.
I was arguably having one of the best days of my life on Saturday until I turned on the TV and saw the score.
This was a classic. This was like vintage Boise State. Fresno State, it's hard. They're just so beat up.
I had this terrible feeling that something awful had happened. I didn't know what it was. Did one of my parents die? What happened? But it turned out it was just Fresno State losing to Boise State.
It was just I'm not gonna take too much away from this. Fresno State's just so fucking beat to shit.
Yeah, they are.
They're a tough team.
They're a tough team. They're a gritty team from the sleepy San Joaquin Valley.
And if you're seeing this is actually this makes you pretty happy as a Mountain West fan, because a lot of these teams are looking good. Fresno State's gearing back up to classic Fresno State levels.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it makes me happy thinking that they would be good this season, and it actually turned out that they were good this season. That was their third loss, which is unfortunate, but they're still. They still could win the Mountain West. They still.
Let's see. Let's take a quick look at Mountain West standings. Let's see. Quick little thing. I believe, and I think I'm going to be proven correct. Let's see. Yes, Utah State is in the lead in the Mountain Division. So, in the West Division, here are your standings. You have San Diego State at 4-1 in conference, then Nevada at 4-1 in conference, then Fresno State at 4-2.
A lot of crazy could happen.
A lot of crazy could happen.
Dude, this conference has this not been just the Mountain Best G5?
This conference is amazing. What you really wanted was San Diego State to drop to Hawaii.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but still, all right. Even if Fresno State does not win the Mountain West,
it's still a season.
Great season, and it's still been great Mountain West football. Just awesome.
It's been fucking awesome.
I've mentioned that Fresno State is my foster son team, but I feel like there's more room in my heart, and I can take on more foster sons, and maybe just I foster son the entire Mountain West Conference.
I'll join you in that. I'll foster son them too. I love the Mountain West. I think this
sister wives, and we'll have a compound.
It's my favorite G5 this year.
We'll all wear denim and old shirts, and just no one leaves. We'll educate all of our young. We'll raise
And
chickens.
we'll do like the royal family thing where we'll just bang everybody, and then we'll just make our own kids, bang those kids, and then just it'll be fine.
Yeah, and then just the ones that don't turn out right, we eat.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like we're living in the mountains. Colorado 37, Oregon State 34. This is a rough one for the Beavers. This is rough.
Yeah.
It's not really too much more to say about that. Colorado, not a good team. Oregon State, you can't lose this one.
No, you can't.
You can't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Beavs. You can't. Yeah, it was double overtime, but yeah.
Losses to the Buffs, not acceptable at this current juncture.
Iowa 17, Northwestern 12. Iowa, bad offense. Just bad offense.
Yeah. It goes to show if their defense isn't out there just scoring a ton of points and forcing a ton of turnovers, that they aren't really all that great. Still, they're a great defensive team, but the defense has to score points, and that's hard to do.
Is Brian Ferentz still being groomed for the head coaching position? Because, if you're an Iowa fan, that's got to piss you off.
Yeah, you have to kind of wonder, don't you want that regime to end, to die, go to the grave with Kirk?
Well, because the bad thing is, I think Iowa could be a really good team with a better offensive coordinator, but it's Brian Ferentz. He's not going to fire his own son.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So what you have to do is you have to set them up, give them a bunch of alcohol that they didn't know about. They give them a couple Adderalls and then turn them loose on the streets of Kansas City, like Andy Reid did.
Eventually, if they just have a bunch of bad seasons in a row, do you have to do the K-State Bill Snyder thing and just kind of force him into retirement?
God, they'd still take Bill Snyder back.
I don't know, dude. Kleinman's awesome.
I don't know. They'd still take Bill Snyder back.
I mean, he's God there. He's God
for a
there,
third run number 3 of the Bill Snyder
hilarious.
era.
That would be fucking hilarious.
That would be like Ali coming back and winning the belt for a third time.
UNLV 31, New Mexico 17. The Rebels did it. They won a game.
They got to win.
Arroyo needed this one.
Yeah. And that's one of these, I've had really encouraging things to say about some of these teams that have lost, since we've been talking about them. I got nothing that for UNLV. I don't think you're going to be especially good next year or anything. I think you're just going to continue to UNLV things unless you hire Bobby Petrino.
Hire Bobby Petrino or Hugh Freeze, please. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be quite the setting. That would be quite the setting.
If you're listening, cover your ears and your eyes. Tennessee 45, Kentucky 42.
Oh my God, I didn't know this happened.
Yep.
Oh, that hurts so bad.
Yep.
Oh, hate to see it. Yeah, hate to see it. Hate to see it. Bless Beho's heart. Yeah, hate to see it.
That's rough.
Oh my God,
we talked about it. Tennessee's offense is good, and this Tennessee team, I hate saying it, but they're a fun team to watch. It's fucking gross. Kentucky, you're still having a good season. You can't be too upset.
Yeah, good for you guys. Good for you. But man, Tennessee. Yeah. Oh, I hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Is Tennessee? What are the SEC East standings right now?
They might be the third. They might be third in the SEC East now.
They are. It is Georgia 1, Kentucky 2, Tennessee 3, South Carolina 4, Florida 5.
How in the fuck is South Carolina 4?
Because they have a conference with because we'll talk. You know what? Next game, South Carolina 40, Florida 17.
Maybe Dan Mullen's seat is getting hot. God,
I think Dan Mullen's seat's getting pretty fucking hot.
Pretty hot. Yeah, they fire coaches. They don't fuck around at Florida, man. They will fire your ass.
I don't think he'll get fired this year, but his seat will be on fucking fire next year.
Yeah, they didn't. I feel like they didn't give McElwain this much rope. You know what I'm saying?
McElwain got a couple seasons. He got 3 seasons, didn't he?
Yeah, but this is
Mullen's I think this is year 2, isn't it?
For Mullen? This is year 4 or 5 almost.
Really?
I think so. I think I was shocked to learn this is year 4.
What the fucking what? Holy shit! No, this is year 3. 2018 was his first. Oh, this is year 4.
Yeah.
2018, okay. 19, 20, and this year.
Yeah, so this is year 4. Next year would be year 5. That's longer than McElwain, right? Like year four, if you're Florida, they expect you to be winning championships. Like he could get a shit game this year.
Let's see how long Jim McElwain got. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I want to say he got 3 at most.
Yeah, 2015 to 2017.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He might be gone soon.
Dan Mullen, there might be 2 SEC teams looking for a fucking coach.
And then you enter the ranks of the Ron Zooks, the Jim McElwains,
the Will Muschamps.
the Will Muschamps. Ooh.
It's not a good look. Alabama 20, LSU 14.
Okay.
So we're gonna give Cincinnati all this shit, but Alabama skirts by LSU.
Right.
It's not a good LSU team.
They were
like 22-point favorites or more.
Yeah. Crazy shit happens in that game, but still, like it's bullshit. Like if it matters by how much Cincinnati wins, it should matter by how much Alabama wins, especially when they're like
LSU has fired their coach already.
Yeah. And he's just having his boothang's like kids run drills. Like, come on, man. You're not married to her. You aren't responsible for those kids yet. You can't bring them to drills. That's an insurance nightmare waiting to happen.
That's fucking stupid. Iowa State 30, Texas 7.
Whoa.
Officially, after coaching 9 games, the under is official for Texas, by the way. The season win total under it's official. It's hit. They cannot win. It was what, like 8?
Twin clock 40s.
And after their first 9 games, so in their first 9 games, Steve Sarkisian is 4-5. Tom Herman was 4-5.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Strong was 4-5.
4-5. Yeah. Okay.
I'm starting to think this isn't a coach thing. This might just be a Texas thing.
It's a Texas thing.
It's
100% a Texas thing. Like, look at Austin. Like, Austin has become this like crazy, insane, expensive place to live. Like, it's full of just fucking hipsters. Like, I can imagine it being hard to recruit kids to Austin these days. Quite honestly.
I don't know, dude. Austin's a huge like party town. It's like a great fucking city, though. It's got to be
I think it's changing. It's changing. It's too hip. It's too hip for its own good.
It's no. You're still like the main program in the state. Like you're getting all these Texas kids still, but like I think Texas has.
Are they? Are they though? Because I mean,
so.
Johnny Manziel went to the high school Westlake that was like I don't know, less than an hour, within an hour, away, and he goes off to Texas A&M and wins a Heisman.
That's true. That's true.
There's just a long list of kids who are from just like the Austin area who said no to the Horns and went elsewhere.
I think the issue
Matthew
with Texas
Stafford got the fuck out, went to Georgia.
I think the issue with Texas was, and always probably will be boosters.
Oh yeah,
too many fucking hands in the pot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's the old school Southwest Conference way of just like, let us throw a couple 100,000 at the problem.
I'm gonna stand by. I think Tom Herman's probably a better coach than Sarkisian.
I thought Charlie Strong was a really good coach, quite honestly.
I think I'm off on Charlie Strong.
I like Charlie Strong. I like
him at Louisville. I liked him there.
I think,
but good for
he's
Iowa
from
State.
Arkansas. Also, that's something to do with it. Yeah, good for Iowa State. Kick the shit out of Texas.
And honestly, I still really want Iowa State to beat Oklahoma so fucking bad.
Yeah, me too. Always. I want everyone to beat Oklahoma. Always.
Clemson 30, Louisville 24. Clemson just keeps skirting by. They're not good.
Yeah. Every week I don't even care if Clemson like wins or loses. Like it's just like every single game that they play this year is just meh. Which means they could have won. They could have lost. It doesn't really matter anymore.
They're not even fun games.
Yeah. I bet Dr. Pepper's pissed with their choice of who they were going to hitch their wagon to this year.
Yep. Michigan 29, Indiana 7. Michigan is classic. They just ran all over them. One of their running backs is down, I believe, indefinitely. So they're going to kind of rely on Hassan Haskins the rest of the year. I still think they're fine with that. I believe Cade McNamara is a little banged up, so give him some time. Give him like maybe another like bullshit game that they can just kind of skirt by. Oh, wait, no, they have Penn State.
Okay. Yep. I don't know.
I still think Michigan can win that one. I still think Michigan probably will win that one. But
wait, ask yourself this question. What's the most embarrassing thing that can happen? Because like if a loss against Penn State is embarrassing, then it's going to happen because Jim Harbaugh only does embarrassing shit.
but what's their schedule? Who do they play after Penn State? Because I think I favor Michigan against Penn State. Just because I think they're the lines, just it's strictly like defensive, offensive line. I think Michigan beats the fuck out of them.
Yeah, I don't think that Penn State's gonna be very good in that game. Like they just kind of seem on their way out right now.
I actually think Michigan probably goes in the Ohio State game with one loss. And then beats Ohio State. So here it's perfect. Michigan State beats Ohio State, has one loss, and doesn't win the Big Ten East.
Okay. Man.
Because guess what? Michigan State's loss was to a Big Ten West team.
Right. So that factors into the actual like division of the conference, like their records. They actually factor that in?
Not to the division. No. To the conference, yes, not to the division. But that means if Michigan State and Michigan are both at like, and Ohio State, if they're all at like one loss in conference, Michigan State has the tiebreaker. Oh,
because they didn't lose to anybody that's in the same half of the.
We really need Michigan State to beat Ohio State.
Zoinks. That's all I can say is just straight up zoinks. That's crazy.
Oh God, it's the dream.
That's like old man runs the old haunted like amusement parks. Zoinks.
The dream is still alive. Oregon 26, Washington 16. I'll be honest, I did not watch this game. Oregon's been playing some really boring, not fun to watch football recently, and Washington is just not fun to watch at all. Jimmy Lake punched a dude. He's actually suspended, I think, for a game.
Who did?
Jimmy Lake, Washington's head coach. He in the moment of adrenaline, he smacked one of his players.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, it kind of makes me wish I had watched this one just a little bit, but no, I didn't watch it either.
Yep, that happened. But yeah, it's Oregon's. They're rolling along.
All right.
I really want them to step it up though.
Yeah, I honestly right now, if they were to play like a Pac-12 championship game against Utah right now, I think Utah kicked the shit out of them.
Nevada 27, San Jose State 24. This is close. Nevada keeps trudging along.
Yeah, I would run up the score a little bit more on Nick Starkel personally, but yeah, it's a win. It's a win. I'll give it to you. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of smug against your Nevada since my Fresno State probably won't win the Mountain West anymore. You son of a bitch.
Nevada, they're like neck and neck. Nevada's number 2 in that side, but
yeah. All right, whatevs.
UTSA 44, UTEP 23. Meet motherfuckers. That's
still undefeated.
Meet motherfuckers.
Just meeping.
Welcome to your future Conference USA champions, the UTSA Roadrunners.
Meep.
Arizona State 31, USC 16. USC sucks.
They have quit. They're
done. They quit.
Yeah, man.
Capital Q quit.
They're not even auditioning for the new coach. They don't give a fuck. I expect that entire team to hit the transfer portal.
Honestly, same. San Diego State 17, Hawaii 10 to end the college football Saturday. San Diego State has the best punter I've ever seen.
Yeah, he should win something. The Lou Groza Award.
He should be drafted in like the second round.
Yeah, and then he should get his own very successful podcast like Pat McAfee.
He has almost 3. He has 2. I'm going to give him 3 punts of 80 yards in the air.
Yeah. That's stupid. That's just a stupid distance to kick a football.
I think he's averaging like 60 yards a punt.
I would be terrified to catch a football that has gone 80 yards in the air.
If for the people watching, and I don't think you watched this one either, Chase. If you saw there was a punt that went 90 some yards because so here's the situation: San Diego State's on their own 10-yard line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He punts the ball. Hawaii has a return guy at the 30 and at their own 15.
They doubled up. Okay.
They doubled return. They had a return guy for a normal punt, and then
one
for the
a
extreme punt,
boomer.
and he punted it over both their heads.
Jesus fucking Christ. That is so awesome. That kicks so much ass.
It's fucking
amazing.
So fucking amazing. Everything about college football this year has been super fucking amazing. Moving on to the NFL. Before we get into the games, I don't know. We'll talk about it during one of the games. Let's just get into it. Colts 45, Jets 30. This was not a game. Unless you were betting the Jets plus like 10.5, they almost had a backdoor cover.
Right. What was the score again?
45-30.
Say the names of the teams.
Indianapolis Colts and the New York Jets.
No, not it was. Say the mascot of the team and say the scores, please.
Colts 45.
Colts 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all we need. We go to the park after dark and smoke that tumbleweed.
Yeah, I'll give that.
As the marijuana burn, we can take our turn singing them dirty rap songs. Hey, listen to Afro Man, just me.
Oh, I love Afro Man.
Okay,
fucking classic.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't gonna let you just kind of squeak by Colt 45 like that. Yep. Come on.
Yep. I mean, it sucks for the Jets. White got knocked out pretty early in this one, and their defense just didn't come to play.
So is it the Joe Flacco show?
No, you know who fucking it was? It was Josh Johnson.
Oh, okay. All right.
And now there are Mike White and Josh Johnson are now the only two Jets quarterbacks this year with over 300-yard games.
So we've got Zach Wilson, we've got Mike White, we've got Josh Johnson. It's just the Jets will never cease to roll out quarterbacks with extra regular ass names. Just extra regular.
XFL legend Josh Johnson is not just a regular ass name.
Okay, that's fair.
It's pretty regular though.
Yeah, it is pretty. Yeah.
Ravens 34, Vikings 31. Lamar Jackson is fucking good.
Yeah, he is. I think he's quietly having like an MVP season. Like he's literally all that they have right now. It feels like he's the one just making everything happen.
He's like the comeback king this year.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fucking it's just insane.
I love how he just always takes like whatever your criticism was this year, like he comes back the next year and he blows it out of the water. Like he's just becoming an amazing quarterback.
I am this close to saying we'll say it at the end, but of who we think the best team in the NFL is, I am this close to saying it's the fucking Baltimore Ravens.
Dude, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure at this point.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
but hey, the curse is still alive, by the way. So we'll get to that one very later. Patriots 24, Panthers 6. Sam Darnold is full on Jet Sam Darnold. He sucks.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, I really can't think of anything else. Like,
he's out for like several weeks. He fucked up his shoulder.
Yeah, so I think he's probably got the rest of this contract as a backup, and then I think he might be done in the NFL.
You can't be too upset if you're the Panthers because you got him for super cheap. So you took a shot, you took a gamble. Yeah. We thought it was going to work out. It looked promising at the start of the season, and now he's just bad.
It's now we know you are going to have to either trade or draft.
Yep. Now you know.
Quarterback.
Hey, now you know.
There you go. You tried the cheap stopgap measure and it didn't work. So
the Patriots are scary. They're like a team that nobody wants to play.
Yeah, and they could very quietly sneak up on the Bills and actually win the East.
Yes, they could, which I would hate more than almost anything on the planet. I mean, as a Dolphins fan, I hate both these teams. Yeah. But I really hate the Patriots.
Yeah. That would for real make my penis soft.
It would make it I would be concave.
It would crawl
Browns 41, Bengals 16. It's official. The Browns are way better without Odell.
You're right. I don't know. God, that was such like a spite win too, which is the funny part is they put up all these points. So he's just chucking it deep and everything. I can just imagine like Odell watching at home with like a single tear falling out of his eye, just like
Baker looked fucking good.
Looking at his dad, like, why'd you post the video, Dad?
He looked good and he's spreading the ball around. Like I think Jarvis Landry got the most receptions out of any of the Browns receivers with 4.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that maybe like so much of their play calling was like, okay, we got to try to force the ball towards Odell at some point. Like, because it just seemed like from the highlights that I saw and everything, it just seemed like they were like a freewheeling offense that had everything clicking for them. So I don't know.
Their defense came to fucking play. Joe Burrow did not look good.
Yeah. You had to think that they were going to crash down to earth eventually, but I mean, they could still maybe make the playoffs. They're still having a great season.
It was a fun ride while it lasted, Bengals. That's like the definition of a roller coaster. 2 weeks ago, they were the number one in not just their division, but the AFC as a whole.
Right.
And now they're bottom in their division.
Right.
Now they're last place.
Right. But you also have like a Cleveland team that's surging and a Pittsburgh team that's quietly putting it together.
And the Ravens.
The Ravens. Guys, that is a murderer's row of a division when everyone's acting right.
That's rough.
If everyone would just act right all year, we wouldn't have to do this bullshit.
Broncos 30, Cowboys 16. I watched almost the entirety of this game, and it fucking sucked.
Dude, this was the only one I could get on my phone in Denver, in the Denver airport. Which, by the way, I thought about moving to gate A40 of the Denver airport because I won like $1,500 while I was there for an hour.
I like that airport too.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Dude, just kick the shit out of them. Like it was one of those weekends though in the NFL where everyone who looked good got the bejesus beat out of them, and then
it was a dog day. It was the day of the dog.
Yeah, man.
Dak Prescott I think he still might be hurt.
Yeah, it's possible.
I think he was playing hurt.
He's still really fucking good though.
He can be. He definitely can be. Teddy Bridgewater looked fucking good, passing it all over with his double gloves. I'm gonna do my sports radio thing. Are the Broncos actually better without Von Miller?
No,
they're not.
No, that will show up. That will show up eventually. Don't worry.
Jaguars 9, Bills 6.
The fuck. End of commentary.
No, actually, the only real commentary for this game is Josh Johnson against Josh Johnson, where Josh Johnson sacked Josh Johnson.
Allen,
Josh Allen. I'm still XFL mode. Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen. Josh Allen intercepted Josh Allen, and Josh Allen forced a fumble on Josh Allen, which was recovered by Josh Allen.
That's a lot of Josh Allen on Josh Allen crime.
Josh Allen, dad dick Josh Allen.
Yeah, you just got to just bring the Josh Allens together and have them squash this Josh Allen.
This is actually the first time in NFL history that a quarterback was sacked by a player of the same name. Don't
you love stats like that?
Yep. That was the funnest part to come out of this game because this game sucked.
Yeah, man. God, I'm just happy that I have Josh Allen starting on both of my fantasy football teams. I still managed to eke out 2 wins this week.
Speaking of games that absolutely sucked, Miami 17, the Texans 9. There were 9 turnovers in this game.
Whoo. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Tua got ruled out at the pregame, basically. His middle finger on his throwing hand was super fucked up. Dolphins not good. Texans not good. But my only shining thing as a Dolphins fan is I love Mike Gesicki. He's like the only one out there that looks like he's giving a fuck.
Dude, that was a hell of a catch he made too.
God, I love that man.
I just assumed that was him because it was a really big white guy that went up and got it. And I was like, I think Gesicki's the only big white guy that they have that can go up and get it. Yeah.
Damn it, I love him.
Just one hand snag and pull it in. It was impressive. He ran and just jumped like a fucking deer.
And I can't even be super happy because knowing the Dolphins front office and whatnot, they'll probably let him go. They'll probably let him go to a different team. And it's just depressing. It sucks.
Yeah. But you'll have a really sweet 4th and 5th round draft pick. Yeah. Which is those are the money rounds of the draft. Yeah, that's where the real talent comes from.
That's where you get your money's worth. Giants 23, Raiders 16.
Fuck.
I think this is the emotional stuff just catching up with the Raiders.
It's been a lot. That's for certain. It's been a lot.
And then they had Arquette.
I haven't even heard this. What about Arquette? Who? Arquette? What?
I forget the guy's first name, but Arquette on the Raiders. Not only has apparently a story came out, he crashed 7 rental cars in a month. He also threatened a fan over video, over FaceTime with a gun.
Okay.
And now he got let go from the team.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff going on in Vegas.
Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe you need to move that
on in Vegas.
Maybe move that to Carson City. Move it to Carson City and just tone it down a little bit, you know?
They should go to Reno.
Yeah, had to, because the Vegas lifestyle seems to be a bit much for you fellas.
It's a little much for these guys.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry to do this to you. Falcons 27, Saints 25.
Yeah, all right.
Why is Taysom not starting?
Well, I mean, he was still in the concussion protocol. I actually liked what I saw from Trevor Siemian. I would be 100% fine with Trevor Siemian still out there as quarterback running the offense, because I mean, he played really well against Tampa Bay. He didn't play terrible against Atlanta. They still came back and got the lead late.
This is also, to be fair, this is also like a big letdown spot too. After like
it's a big
the Bucks.
Yeah, it's a big letdown spot. And I'll tell you what, I'm less concerned with the quarterback and more concerned with how did our awesome ass defense give up that many points to Atlanta. Like, to me, that's
Patterson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just the big, because I mean, between between fucking Cam Jordan, between like Demario Ambrose, between like there's some, that's a good defense, and there's no way in hell they should be giving up 27 points to the Falcons.
No, you shouldn't. How's the receiving core on the Saints?
I don't know. About to be a whole lot better when we get OBJ.
I was gonna say OBJ coming to the Saints, baby.
I mean, he could, especially if Michael Smith, what's his name? Michael, dude with the ankle, Keyshawn's cousin.
Johnson?
Yeah.
Thomas.
Michael Thomas, especially if Michael Thomas doesn't come back this season. Like, yeah, I'd take OBJ as a 1-year mercenary.
Get him back in the nice state of Louisiana, have him relive his LSU days.
Yeah, have him smoking cigars and slapping people on the ass, giving out hundreds to the LSU players. He's not welcome in the locker room anymore, I hear, because of that.
I did also hear that.
Because I had to self-report the infractions.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to chalk this up to just a weird loss for the Saints.
It's just a weird one. Yeah. Yeah, it was, though, on schedule for a bad Jameis. So
it would. Yeah, we were on. Yeah, I wonder if that's going to hold. I wonder if that's still going to hold. The Saints are the most yo-yo team, and I'm going to just chalk that up to Jameis.
Yeah. The fucking Falcons. Okay.
Chargers 27, Eagles 24.
Hey, Chargers back on the winning streak, on the winning ways, man. I like it.
You can't really be too upset if you're either team, honestly. The Chargers looked good. Their defense is a little, but the Eagles, like this is what you want to see out of like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you just look at Jalen Hurts like fantasy performances, you would think that the Philadelphia Eagles are having just a great season, because he just puts up points.
This game, he's running when he needs to. He's getting those passes, and his connection with Devonta Smith is just fucking good.
Yeah, they're really, really like, I don't know. I think next year he's going to be an absolute stud at quarterback. Like he's really figuring it out this year.
I think so too. Good on you, Chargers, getting that win, getting back in the win column. Chiefs 13, Packers 7. The Packers really need Aaron Rodgers, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure the Packers fans are real excited about next year. Real excited about next year after seeing that shit.
I guess you could be even more upset at Aaron Rodgers for his like COVID stuff now.
I mean, we talked about it all summer. He's just a weird fucking dude. He's a weird fucking dude. Yeah. I really want to know what his alternate, like what he was trying to get approved. Like what was his treatment? Like, I think it probably had to healing crystals. That's literally the only thing I could think of is like some weird healing crystal. I put this one on my forehead. I put this one on my tank, and then, it's good to go.
My only takeaway from Aaron Rodgers right now is I'm tired of the woe is me bullshit. Just fucking stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up.
The worst thing that could have happened to him is that he gets to be on the Pat McAfee show every single time he wants to. That might be really just a bad idea for him to go out onto the Pat McAfee show every single day, week, and just like talk shit. Like,
talk about his best friend Joe Rogan giving him medical advice.
Right. Like it's good. It's great. It's great for Pat McAfee, but you might be doing yourself a disservice by just showing everybody how fucking crazy you are.
Yeah, he's one of those crazy California guys. He's into crystals for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, the healing crystals. God.
No, the JO crystals. You heard of those?
No, I have not.
Before we get into more, I got to explain the JO crystal. So there was this ad, like 2015, 2014, on Craigslist that blew up on like parts of Reddit or whatever.
Mhm.
And this guy was advertising. He's like, hey, I have these crystals, and the only way for me to charge them is to JO with my buds. So if you want to come JO with me and help charge my crystals, come on
Yeah.
down. Here's my address.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It gives them energy, but the only way to charge the crystals is to JO. So
Yeah.
the Chiefs still.
What is JO, Jim? Jim, I'm not sure what J is.
it's jack
Jogging
off.
or
It's
jogging
jack off. It's
origami?
jack off.
No.
You gotta jack off with the homies.
Oh. Well, that's unsavory. That seems uncouth.
You gotta charge the crystals that way.
God, I wish
So,
it was
Aaron
jogging
Rodgers, I'm gonna
origami after
say-
hearing that.
I'm gonna say allegedly Aaron Rodgers officially into JO crystals.
Okay. I feel like that would go over really well at Texas A&M with the jizz jar.
I think so too. I think
Yeah.
so too.
Yeah, look at these connections being made. Uniting
the Chiefs
America.
are still not good.
No, they're not. No, they're not at all. Which means Packers were extra bad. Yeah, they're. I don't
still
know.
think I'm still pretty sure, by the way, that the record of Chiefs being down in the first half still alive because the Packers were up 7-3 at halftime.
There we go.
So that domino is still going.
Man, do the Chiefs finish over 500?
You know what? I don't know.
I think it's a coin flip. Like either they're. I don't.
You
think
can't finish. You can't finish at 500.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So maybe
I think they finished below. I think they finished below 500.
I'm gonna go above. So we'll figure out who was right at the end of the season. Cardinals 31, 49ers 17. The Cardinals did this without 3 of their best players.
Yeah.
No Kyler Murray, no DeAndre, no AJ.
The 49ers are just unimpressive. Just completely unimpressive.
When do we start talking about is Kyle Shanahan really a genius?
Never. I don't know. He's not. I don't think he is.
He's not, but like everyone still talks about like.
I mean, at this point, like you've been in that role for so long, and you've been like part of like the personnel like choices like that. You got to think that like you have all the pieces that you want to be able to run your quote unquote genius offense. So where the fuck is it?
Like you can't put it all on Jimmy G because he did it. He made it to a Super Bowl with Jimmy.
He got them to a Super Bowl. Exactly.
I don't know.
You got talented people in the skill positions. You got, Debo,
Yep.
Ayuk. They're not even getting Ayuk the ball, and Ayuk is good. I don't know, man.
This is the kind of game that I kind of almost want to put a bet on a ticket for Kingsbury to win Coach of the Year.
I could see it.
If you win like this without your starting quarterback and your top 2 receivers.
Yeah. I was going to say by that logic, that puts Mike McCarthy up there, but he had his receivers. He was just missing his quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Titans 28, Rams 16.
Did not see that shit going.
So we didn't talk about it on the show, but you and me were DMing, and we declared that the Rams were the best team in the NFL last week.
Yep.
That curse still lives.
We continues our streak of cursing who we think is the best team in the NFL. Yes.
I guess I'm going to chalk this up to Matt Stafford just having a couple off games every year.
That's fair.
He looked bad. This Titans defense looked fantastic.
I think the Titans might just be feeling themselves, man.
Yeah, without Derrick Henry still, too. Like, the Titans are good.
You got Adrian Peterson's just old-ass man out there running it in. I think he and I are the same age, but still old-ass man out there running his old-ass man touchdowns.
Like, they got Tannehill. They got fucking Peterson. They got...
That
AJ?
tied him, by the way, with Walter Payton on the all-time touchdowns list.
That's okay. Good for good old Adrian.
All day.
And good for the Titans. The Titans are legit. They're a fucking good team.
Yeah, they are. I really, I don't know. I thought they were Super Bowl contenders whenever Julio Jones came on. I've had to since pump the brakes on that just a little bit, but who knows? Like they could make a deep playoff run, and I like seeing that they're starting to be like a like a standout team in the AFC South. That's like if it's going to be the Titans every year out of the AFC South. I kind of like those stalwart teams a little bit.
And the one benefit about doing this late show is we also have the Monday night game, Bears 27, Steelers 29. I think the Bears kind of got screwed here.
Yeah. I
The
think
taunting call was kind of bullshit.
That was some dirty ref shit right there, where he leans back into him before he throws the flag. Like, fuck you in your fucking flag show.
And taunting is the worst penalty of all fucking time. Like,
absolutely, so subjective.
The guy makes the sack, and this is also the first time this year that taunting has directly affected the outcome of a game.
True. I mean, what's crazy is he did a really sweet roundhouse kick, and that wasn't the actual taunting part.
Yep. It's fucking stupid.
Him staring at the bench, and then the guy waits to throw the flag after he leans into him and makes contact with them.
Just fucking stupid and
you know what?
dumb.
If I can't touch you as a player, you can't touch me.
We need to start finding the refs. I think that needs to happen. I think we need to start taking away some of these guys' money, because that's the only way we're gonna fucking get something happening, and that's the only way we're gonna see some legitimate, real change. Start finding the fucking refs. Chase is having some technical issues, but my main takeaway from the NFL and college football this week, it was the week of the dogs, week of the upsets. I wonder if that kind of balances out the next couple weeks. I wonder if we start seeing some just normal stuff. There he is. He's back.
Hey. There we go.
So who do we think is the best team in the NFL right now?
Man, okay. Part of me wants to go to the Cardinals, but part of me also kind of wants to pivot to Tennessee. I've already been on the Cardinals and hurt them once.
I gotta say the Titans, dude. I gotta say the Titans.
Does the Jim get behind and say that the Titans, just the way the Titans are playing, are the best?
The
team
way
in the
they
NFL?
just beat the Rams' ass without Derrick Henry?
Are they the chosen ones who will beat the curse?
Let's go Titans. We're
Titans.
Okay. Titans. Let's go Titans.
Best team in the NFL, Titans.
Let's go fucking Titans.
Let's go Titans.
That'll do it for college football. That'll do it for football right now. You had a hell of a weekend.
I had a crazy weekend. I had a crazy, crazy good weekend.
What'd you do?
I was in attendance and also working at the 2021 Breeders' Cup at beautiful Del Mar in Del Mar, California. It was the experience of a lifetime. It was amazing.
This is a bucket list thing for you.
This was a bucket list thing for me. Not actually two bucket list thing, because one, the Breeders' Cup, and two, the location where they held it, Del Mar. I've always really wanted to get out to Del Mar, granted for their summer meet, but still, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, I had an amazing trip. Got to meet some folks that I had just known online for probably about 5-6 years now. Got to hang out with them, and there's some of the people that had just, especially during the pandemic when I stopped seeing people, just become some of my best friends. And so it was absolutely great to get out there, and did some work for America's Best Racing. I got to do some man on the street interviews that'll be coming out soon that I think ought to be pretty entertaining. And got to see some amazing horse races. Got to dress up more than I dressed up in God knows how long, and be around people that I was I was sitting in the trophy lounge. I had the most exclusive seating, and I was listening to people talk. I was like, I'm not rich enough to be privy to this conversation. I do not understand.
They're talking about investments, and they're talking about all that. Oh God.
I'm talking about people who have family was on the Mayflower level, good skin and good teeth, they've been rich for generations, and there's
some old money there.
Yeah, Avery Johnson, the basketball player who was the head coach at Alabama for a little bit. Steven Jackson, who played in the NFL, was there, and it was crazy. It was crazy. I guess I have two stories for you. So one, I lost my voice the first day I was at the Breeders' Cup, so Friday. So I leave the races Friday, and I don't have any voice left.
Was it from cheering, or what was it? What was it from?
Cheering. It was from talking a whole bunch, doing the man on the street stuff. I also had a little bit of a sinus thing going that was messing with my throat as well. And like, so also like on the flight in, like when I'm a little bit congested and I fly, sometimes my ears will get congested and they won't like even out. Everything sounds muffled. So I can't really hear when I'm talking. Like, I don't know how loud I'm talking, but I'm also not saying anything because my voice is like gone. So, all right, Saturday night after the races, my ride gets me back to the Embassy Suites in La Jolla, and I get in the elevator and I look up, and this name's not going to mean anything to you, but I'll give you some backstory. Acacia Courtney is in the elevator with me. Acacia Courtney like works for like TVG and like is on like the national broadcasts of like Naira and stuff. She was Miss Connecticut. Like she's gorgeous. She is absolutely gorgeous. And keep in mind that I cannot hear how loud I am talking. And I'd been told at this point, like, no one can hear what you're saying. So I've been like yelling things at people for the last, I don't know how long. So there's me, there's this old couple, and there's Acacia Courtney. And they get to a floor, the old couple walks out, and then it's just me and Acacia Courtney. And me, without knowing how loud I'm talking or anything, decided the best way to strike up a conversation was just to yell, "You Acacia Courtney!" which scared the bejesus out of her. She was like, oh my God. And then she kind of settled down and like introduced herself. And then the real funny part is that then we proceeded to each get off of the elevator at the same floor. Like Acacia Courtney's staying on my floor. And if you've ever been in an Embassy Suites, it's built around like an atrium. And so we split ways and we go the opposite direction. And like, I'm just like walking at the exact same speed as her, like on the opposite side. I'm like, there's no way she doesn't think I'm following her right now. There's absolutely no way that she doesn't think that I'm following her. And so I was like, I made it a point to like look at absolutely every single thing else. And so I didn't know what room she went into. Plus, like if the guy I was staying with, my boy Tommy had heard that Acacia was on the same floor, like he would have tried to beat it out of me. So it was better to do that. I just like didn't know it all. So if tortured, I couldn't give it up.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I actually tweeted something. I was like about starting off the conversation by yelling "You Acacia Courtney" at her, and she gave me a couple laughy emojis and verified that it did indeed happen. Yeah. Are you looking at pictures of Acacia Courtney?
I am, and holy shit.
Yeah, is there a way you can pull one up? Or are you trying to drop one in?
Can't on the stream, but for the audience, for the listening viewers,
she's a good-looking gal. She's
yes,
a good-looking gal.
Yes.
She's a good-looking gal and Paddock Reporter. Let's see, my other story. I don't know. This is very TVG. I got to hang out with a lot of the on-air talent from TVG while I was there. One of them, his name is Ken Rudolph, and a couple years ago, he picked a horse named Giacomo to win the Kentucky Derby. And they have a behind-the-scenes video of him like going nuts, like after Giacomo wins, like just going insane. And during that video, the other guy that's like at the desk with him, Matt Carruthers, is like leaning over trying to get a high five. And he like Ken Rudolph is just leaving him hanging for the longest time. And at some point, like Matt Carruthers is like his upper three quarters is like touching Formica of the desk, trying to get this high five from Ken Rudolph. And so like I actually interviewed Ken Rudolph for my man on the street thing, and I saw him later in the trophy lounge. I was like, Ken, I actually had one more question for you that I meant to ask you, and I forgot. When you won, how long did you leave Matt Carruthers hanging on the high five? And he's like, I don't know, time this. It was like 50 something seconds. And I chimed in, I go, incorrect. The answer is not long enough. And I heard someone chuckle next to me. I realized it was Matt Carruthers, that the guy he left hanging that I was saying didn't get held hanging long enough. And like he thought it was funny. And so I got to hang out with Matt Carruthers after that. And I regret all the shit that I've talked about him all these years. He's really cool. He's very cool.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. It was amazing. I looked fly, dude. I looked fly.
Oh no, he sent me some pictures. You look fucking dapper in a suit, dude. You look fucking slick.
Oh, good. I clean up well for a white boy, I'm told.
I
was open casket clean.
My weekend was not nearly as fancy as yours. I smoked weed with a stripper.
That was cool. I did that too.
I mean, yeah. But yours was like
it was a Saturday, wasn't it?
Yours was a fancy one.
Yeah, they call those escorts.
Mine was just they just call them strippers, but smoke some weed. That was something. That was fun. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Had a great time in Lincoln. You know how it is. You got fucking blasted.
Yeah, get blasted in college town. Always fun. Never
Always
not fun.
a good fucking time. I'm gonna finish off with some XFL news. There's just a quick little XFL news. They have hired some brass now. The XFL actually has a president now. We have a president to salute to our XFL. It is Russ Brandon, former, I believe he was like the president of the Bills.
I don't like it when people have two first names, but I'll still get behind him because he's our El Presidente.
He is our El Presidente of the XFL. We were the Gymnasium and the Garage in full is putting our full support behind Russ Brandon and the XFL. Things are starting to gear up a little bit. We're getting news drops a little bit more frequently.
Yeah, man. Where do we get our Russ Brandon oil painting?
I'm actually I might commission that and order that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that we can pledge our allegiance to. And when we salute, we'll do it the weird way like this.
Yep, I'll do it just like that. Just like Doofy.
Yeah, there we go.
Boom, right here. Chris, you know it's a Gymnasium episode when Chris gets in here. Yep. Let's go, President Brandon.
Yeah,
hey, the hell.
Chris, yes. Can you paint? Can you paint? And can you do it at a discounted rate for us?
Yeah, can we might if not, we'll just go on Fiverr.
We want to respect your skills, but we don't want to pay you as much as you probably should earn for them if you are good at painting.
You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll go on Fiverr and pay like $5 or $10 for a painting of Russ Brandon.
It's got to be oil, though. It's got to be
oil. I got to find an oil painting.
No temperas. No acrylics.
And then football adjacent news. Boom. Crowns. That's perfect. Crayons. If you melt them down, it counts. If you melt them down, it counts.
They're oil based.
So Jake Paul is fighting Tyson Fury's younger brother, Tommy Fury. Undercard of that fight now. Former NBA star Darren Williams will be fighting Frank Gore.
Okay.
So that's happening.
All right. Always wary of fighting NBA players because you have to think that their reach is insane. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have like crazy. Like,
also,
Frank Gore's gonna have to get inside
but
there.
But like, Frank Gore has like a tree trunk neck.
True. But also means he's got just like a gigantic tree trunk head to target.
True. Frank Gore does have a huge head.
You gotta get it going.
But it's Frank Gore.
Gotta bob and weave.
So I read the story that was about.
Throw them hands, Jim.
So
I know.
Apparently Frank Gore has been training in boxing for years now.
Makes sense.
And
I mean, it does wonders for your footwork.
He actually declined several NFL offers this year to focus on boxing.
All right.
Frank Gore's taking it seriously.
Frank Gore, his gigantic penis moving to the boxing world.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Go Frank Gore. And
I hope Jake Paul gets knocked the fuck out by Tyson Fury's little brother, by the way.
I hope he does too. The only other news I have is the CFL playoffs are coming. We only got like 2 weeks left in the regular season in the CFL.
There we go. And this is when the real action happens, man. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch the shit out of some CFL playoffs.
We're in what I like to refer to as the rouge of the season.
I like it. The critical point. It's only 1 point, but that point is critical.
Exactly. That's all I got going for my life right now.
Yeah, I'm still very much in a Breeders' Cup hangover. Like, I got home like Sunday and immediately went to sleep, and then I slept longer. And I don't know, it might have to do with me like finishing all of the edibles out of like a feeling of obligation on Sunday morning.
Not to mention, you went through like giant time changes from Central to like West Coast plus daylight savings time.
Yes. Yeah. That was like a weird, like almost like 4-hour shift. Yeah. I've been kind of fucked up since, but like, like sleeping a lot fucked up. Not like I'm not having like flashbacks or anything. I'm having flashbacks.
Okay. So since we talked a little bit CFL championship, here's Chris's, his prediction. The Blue Bombers win against the Argonauts. That would be a fun one.
Bombs over Toronto, eh? Okay.
That'd be an interesting one. I think you and me know who we're both going with. It's the Rough Riders over the Bombers. Drop.
Shut them down. Open up shop. Whoa. Oh.
That's how Rough Riders roll.
There we go. Thank you. I wanted you involved.
Thank you. Yeah, that'll do it for this episode of the Jimnasium. My man Chase, Lupine Fiasco Sessoms. Where can the people find you?
You can always find me being abrasive on Twitter. I'm almost at like 1,030 followers now. It's crazy. There's just everybody who's a new follow, especially if you're listening. Thank you so much. But you can always find me being abrasive on Twitter at of Oaklawn. That is OF and the word Oaklawn. Because I am very bad at coming up with Twitter handles. And then I'm always around with this big galoot on all your BTV programming, the Jimnasium, from the Picks Porch to the Campus Profits to the Fantasy Foreplay. And then catch me on Fridays on America's Best Racing with my co-hosts who I love and care for very much, Mr. Blackjack Fletcher, Miss Danielle Monnier, aka Summer Rae of the WWE, who I met this weekend and is just a sweetheart. She's just so sweet. Love her to death. Love the stuffing out of her.
That is fucking awesome. Y'all know where to find me. XFL Jim on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the whole shebang bang and fucking bang. Got a lot of stuff coming. I got some Thanksgiving content coming out on my YouTube. And of course, you can find me on all those BTV things as well. Campus Profits, Fantasy Foreplay, Picks Porch coming out this Friday. There might be some other stuff in the works. Hint, hint, some stuff might be coming. Love you guys. Give us a like, give us a follow. The Jimnasium appreciates it. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening, and good